Listen, guys. At this point, you're watching Pick Central. I'm not reading off this thing anymore. I'll read some of it off of it, but it's the best sports book there is. Honestly, let's talk personal right now. DraftKings. The best thing is when I log on to DraftKings, now I'm still like, oh, look at this boost. I've never was into boost. I'll be honest. I was like, I don't need these things. They are incredible. I opt into every boost. Big Ev last night picked Kareem Hunt, first touchdown, with a boost from 7 to 10 to 1.
An extra $350.
That's insane. For no reason. That's just because DraftKings is the best, gives you that boost. And that's where it's like there's so many different ones of every day. There's baseball ones. There's college football ones. There's free touchdown bets. It's truly the best, and it's the best place to bet touchdowns, everything.
That early win promo this baseball season, like if you're not looking for that every day during the baseball, like you're crazy. It was huge.
Yes. The roller coaster of NFL season is moving right along, and it promises to be a month full of tricks, treats, and, of course, touchdowns. Running it from the 1 or an 80-yard bum, we don't care how they score a touchdown. We want them to bet on them. DraftKings heard us and is delivering. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something simple like a player score a touchdown. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app and make your pick. I saw a guy on DraftKings bet a first touchdown and then the 1 o'clocks, the 4 o'clocks, and the 8 o'clock, and parlayed it all and won like $120K. Jeez. And think about it, it's just 3 touchdowns.
Yep.
It's not that crazy to think about. But they have the best odds. Here's a reason for new customers to do a touchdown dance of their own. Bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. And listen, like you're betting $5, you can use $200 bonus bets for a long time in the NFL.
Oh, yeah.
Just do a $5 parlay, a $5 there. Always bet responsibly in your means. Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code PICKCENTRAL. That's code PICKCENTRAL for new customers. Get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. That's the best thing. The best thing about DraftKings is when you get a sponsor, and like we're all DraftKings, when it's the best, it makes it so much easier.
I was so happy. I've been using DraftKings since day one because that's what they have in New Hampshire, and I love it.
It's the best interface. It's the best odds. It's the best everything. So make sure you go there. It is fantastic. We got a lot to talk about, but obviously right away, Robert Saleh is canned. 5 games in. The first coach in a long time besides Matt Rule was the last one in the first 5 games. He got canned in Carolina. which is a very different situation for him. They were already dog shit. They were so fucked. This is a Super Bowl aspirations team. Like Super Bowl, people were talking Super Bowl Jets, the defense, the running back, the quarterback, the wide receivers are getting better, Wilson, everything. They're 2-3 fired. It's a disaster in Jersey right now. An absolute disaster.
It is. I wrote a blog, check it out, about kind of my feelings about this. But they named Jeff Ulbrich the interim head coach, going to be interim head coach the rest of the year. I don't really love that, personally. I would have liked to see them go and get a Mike Vrabel or someone that's out there.
But they're not going to do that mid-season, though.
I guess not.
Let me ask you a question.
You're not going to just hire Vrabel like...
Why?
Let me ask you a question.
It's never... I mean, when is it ever... It just never
100%.
been done. I just don't think it...
I understand that, but honestly, what is the reason why? Like, if Vrabel's like... If you talk to Vrabel and you're like... He's like, yeah, I'm in. I know it might ruin like the flow, but the flow's fucked anyway.
Yes.
No, but I think the part of the point of firing him early is you get a head start on, like, you get basically anyone you want for the next season. I just think it'd be like, listen, I love Vrabel. Like, I think they should hire Vrabel, like, potentially for next year. But I just think it'd be wild to have someone totally out of the organization right now just step in to be the coach. Maybe they do something like that. I don't know.
Well, they're not going to. I mean, they've already said
I know, but I'm saying maybe they make a change later. I think...
No, they said he's for the season.
I mean, I think that's what it should be. I think that's what they should.
I think it's a mistake. And so a few reasons why. Ulbrich, the best part of the best team is the defense. So now he's going to have less... he's has different responsibilities now. Now, obviously, Ulbrich's still going to run the defense, but he still has to, do other shit now. He's the head coach. On top of it, Nathaniel Hackett still has his job. Now, biggest problem with his team is the defense, the offense. They've only scored over 270 yards in a game once all season, which is insane to think about a team with Aaron Rodgers. And when you say things like, all right, and Ev, I think you're right. Like, you're talking like a true like NFL team right now. It's like, we're getting a head start for next year. We got a 40-year-old quarterback. The fuck is next year? Like, next year doesn't exist. It's right now.
Well, I think Woody Johnson for the first time, I think is making this move, him making this firing this early in the season is almost him saying, I should have fired him in the offseason, which he should have.
You should have. And
he should have never been the coach coming into this year.
Absolutely not.
So I understand both of your points. I understand yours. I understand yours where Vrabel also just might not make sense, but you're also...
Oh, actually, I'm sorry. He's working with other teams.
He's a consultant with Cleveland. Now, typically in these things in sports, if it's an upward job, if you're going upward, then you can interview.
I'm sure he's got something in his deal because for someone of his stature to be like a consultant.
Well, I think he just needs a job.
No, I'm saying, but clearly, like for someone to sign to be a consultant, there's something in there. Be like, hey, like if someone calls me to be a head job and I want it, like I can take.
Of course,
like,
yes,
no
yeah. You take that job almost because you just want to stay in the game on some level, but you're obviously keeping your options open.
Yeah,
you must not be consulting great there either.
Yeah, I'm not going to pin that on him.
I mean, they're probably consulting. Hey, bench Deshaun Watson, and the owner's like, no.
Yes.
I think
they're like, okay, well,
another week.
Fuck.
You're also, Clemmer, thinking in a sense of like, yeah, Mike Vrabel, I think is a great coach. I think the fact he's not a coach is insane, but we're in a LeBron James situation at the moment. Your quarterback's dictating a lot of things that's happening in the organization right now. I think that's obvious. What they did today is obvious. Nathaniel Hackett is his boy. He's a puppet to him. He can do whatever he wants to Nathaniel Hackett. Saleh was the guy that might have been pushing. Did you see the past 3 weeks? It's not a coincidence when they just keep fighting.
No.
They're yelling at each other. It's not like they're professional. In the press conference, they'll always be like, yeah, that was like a joke or whatever. They hated each other. They were not in a good spot together. And I don't know, dude. I just think that you can't really bring in Vrabel because he might want to change some things and Rodgers might not like it. I don't know. Monday is going to be incredible to watch to see if, like, in these situations, I love betting the Jets.
Yeah, me too.
Love their plus 2.5, new coach. Maybe something I could see Rodgers just like honing in now and then maybe going off, but
also,
or it's a disaster.
This defense has played really well against Josh Allen.
Yeah, sure.
They've kind of had this defense specifically. This personnel has kind of had his number.
Yeah,
right?
but it's
I think they last year the famous that first game of the year where Rodgers gets hurt, they win the game.
They won that game
without Rodgers, and Allen threw like 3 picks. I mean, he was bad.
We say one thing about running backs, right? We're like running backs are the least important thing of an offense. We do.
I think it's the It's not least important. I think it's more the drop off between this and this is so much smaller. Like basically, as long as the offensive line is good, you can kind of just plug and play guys.
Yeah, but I'm saying like if each position, it's the least important one of every position on the offensive line, on offensive end.
To be elite, I would say, yeah. To be like
because
elite,
wide receivers more important, lines more important, obviously quarterbacks more important. That's where I'm just saying it's not.
Tight
They're
end.
still important. I still think tight end because they could block.
They can block. Yeah.
But my point is, the Jets can't run for shit right now. And I don't think it's a Breece Hall problem. I think that they just can't get anything going. And Rodgers the defense is ready for Rodgers now because they don't have to worry about this run. They can't get anything going. I don't know what's wrong with the Jets. I truly don't. It's one of the more weird things when I watch them. It looks like they're playing in mud on offense. And then sometimes you're like, ooh, they do have that in them. Like, oh,
no, it's very frustrating. I want to go back to your earlier point where you were kind of insinuating that Aaron Rodgers had something to do with this firing. I want to make it very clear what I feel like. I feel like Aaron Rodgers 100% had everything to do with this firing.
Definitely.
Peter Schrager, I saw him go on. He's like, he's hearing that he didn't have anything to do with it. That's bullshit. And I just look at the facts. The Jets haven't had a head coach leave in a midseason since 1976, and that was Lou Holtz who resigned. The Jets have not, in almost the entirety of their history, have not fired a coach midseason. So what's different now than Woody Johnson's on the team for 25 years, never done it. What's the difference? Aaron Rodgers on the team. If you don't think Aaron Rodgers had everything to do with his firing, and the fact that Hackett kept his job, like you said, Marty, and the fact that Joe Douglas kept his job, if you don't think Aaron Rodgers had everything to do with this firing, which a firing I agree with, you're crazy.
I'm not laughing at you. Can you pull up Elio's tweet? It's
text to Joe Douglas.
Did you see it?
Oh no, I haven't seen this.
For those that are unaware, he's like legit, very good college friends with Joe Douglas.
Dave and Elio are very good friends
Yes.
with Joe Douglas, and this Deuce is pulling it up now, but it was truly one of the funniest tweets because it's how old guys text at each other, and like they don't answer each other, but then. He left Joe Douglas on red twice.
Yeah. And then they sent him like a selfie picture, very funny, like very similar to like the ones my dad sends me. Like
my dad will send me like, what a play. I'm like, Dad, there's 16 games. what like they think they know exactly, but this tweet is unbelievable. It's pulling up right now. Elio is texting with Joe Douglas, and the video the video in the text, you can't play it. Sorry, I thought I was going to time that up perfectly.
Yes.
And I didn't.
Here we go.
So that's Joe Douglas in a video saying it took 30 years to get this shirt. It's
No response.
Tony's place, like Elio's
all right.
place. Yeah. Then he goes, another one, I fucking earned this polo 30 years, no response.
September 26th.
And then today he's texts, I don't have that much. I don't have that much head coaching experience, but I know I could win with this team. If you need me, I could be there in 3 hours. Also, you're the best in the business. This is the craziest, but the best. This is why Elio is the best, because he's just himself. He's probably saw that Tony's thing. He was like, yep.
Yeah, happy for him. Yeah.
Happy for you. But that's how old guys text. They don't say like thank you so much.
I have a hard time saying these are old. These guys are my age. I have a hard time saying. You keep saying they're old. They're my age.
Elio's older than you know.
About my age. They're in the same.
Oh no, Elio's probably your same age.
Yeah. And Joe Douglas thinks around my age. So I have a hard time saying.
No, you don't text like them though.
I don't think so, right?
No, you don't. But that's just so fucking funny.
It is funny. I will say, Marty, to your defense, some of my friends text like that.
Yeah, my dad texts.
Like, why don't they text me?
48, yeah, it's 3 years. What are you, 45?
I'll be 45 in a month. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's just funny. Like this is Joe Douglas's day is probably very stressful today.
Very stressful.
And then Elio's text.
But maybe that lightens it up for him.
No, it probably. They're such good friends. It's obviously but it's just funny that he doesn't answer like on a normal day. September 26th when he's saying, look at my Tony's Place shirt. And then the day he fires Saleh, it's like, all right, I think I
want to be the coach.
Elio, want to coach?
Meek was saying that don't be surprised if you see like Devante Adams go to the Jets today. Almost like Joe Douglas knows he's on the hot seat now. Like, obviously Robert Saleh, everyone wanted him out. A lot of the Jets fans want him out. He's the scapegoat right now, but who's next?
Let me ask you a question.
I think actually Joe Douglas has done a pretty decent job. I don't have a problem with Joe Douglas.
Joe Douglas is trying to do the thing. Like,
yes.
I always appreciate a GM that's going for it. They're trying to make moves. Like even Joe Shane, like getting getting burns. Like you could see him trying to do different things to make this team better. Like the Jets haven't had that in a little while. Like
we had John Idzik as our GM. This guy was a capologist. He didn't know anything about football. It was crazy how horrible he was. He's the guy. I mean, he drafted Hackett. Like just a horrible. Christian Hackett, the guy from Penn State, right? Like
one of the worst.
Hackenberg, excuse me.
Yeah.
He was horrific.
One of the worst quarterbacks.
Like this guy, So Joe Douglas, we have, defense has Sauce Gardner. Defense is really strong. We have Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, Aaron Rodgers. This team should win.
Even drafting like Braylon Allen in the 4th round was such a great pick this year.
Honestly, even people kind of trash him for drafting Fasciano. I mean, you have 2 50-year-old left right tackles.
We needed the
One's already hurt.
Yes.
Fasciano's already playing. And also, he was phenomenal in college, like blue chip prospect.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a good tackle for a while.
I have right now. I mean, obviously, we'll see what happens with the rest of the team. The team has to win eventually, or else it is Joe Douglas' fault. But right now, my blame is on Saleh and Hackett.
I had to pin one thing. Do you think it was Saleh? Like, what is the Jets' problem?
I think it's poor coaching.
Yep.
Offensive line is not great. I think that's a problem. It's not their biggest. It is a problem. Their offensive line could be better. I think it's bad. I think it's gotten a little better, but
it's gotten a lot better since last year.
It's gotten better than last year. Was like atrocious. But I still think it's bad. And I think Hackett's a bad offensive coach. Yeah. I think Saleh's one that he's just not. I mean, it's crazy. I remember we had Francesa in what was it, a year and a half ago. He said it like before last season. He was like, I don't love this guy.
Guy stinks. Yeah.
Not in on this guy.
And
he is. He's just not like a. I mean, we've talked about a bunch of running the stairs and.
Yeah, he's
just. I don't know. He just comes like. And I think the biggest thing with Rodgers, I don't know if Rodgers directly like said, "Hey, get rid of this guy," but I think it was very like just clear he didn't like him.
You know who Saleh?
Also, the biggest thing more than he didn't like him. He didn't respect him.
Yeah.
He just tells as a football coach, he has a respect. He sees this guy and is like, this guy's an idiot.
Saleh wants to.
I think that's the guy who Matt LaFleur used to be his coach, and him and LaFleur always didn't love each other.
Right.
And I think he probably sees this guy and is like, he makes LaFleur like a rocket scientist.
I think he didn't.
And I think LaFleur's a great coach.
I think he respected LaFleur though. Didn't agree with some things. Though.
Correct. I think he respected his football acumen. I think Saleh he doesn't. I think he was like, this guy's a dipshit.
Saleh wants to be, the Lions head coach. His name, Campbell?
Yeah, Dan Campbell.
He wants to be him, but he's just not even close.
He doesn't have that fire either.
Like, he wants to be the football guy, but he just is like, he has the look at me, but not the actual knowledge of like.
Well, Campbell, it's so genuine.
It is.
It's like he's just like, that's just who he is 24/7, 365.
It's more genuine than.
What you see is what you get.
But yeah, I also think that you didn't mention one person. I do think that you have to admit Rodgers does look like he's taking a step back.
100%.
Like I understand it's not Rodgers' fault why this team stinks right now, but when he plays, it does look like he's taking a full step back of like his age is showing a little bit.
Let me push back a tiny bit on that, so I don't disagree with you. My issue is it's so inconsistent. So I'll feel that way, right? But then the next drive, he'll look like he's Aaron Rodgers. But then the next drive, Marty, you're right. So I don't know. I honestly don't know what to think about this team. It's one of the most. It's obviously not the worst Jets team I've seen. I've seen way worse. It might be the most frustrating.
One of the best things Aaron Rodgers was do, like off the back foot, quick throws, like even a little bit on the run throws. He can't run anymore. Like the running's kind of.
He's doing
a little bit, but it's not a lot.
He can't extend plays the way he used to.
He used to extend plays on the run, like almost Mahomes-esque, but like obviously he's 40. It's gone.
And he's coming off an Achilles.
Also, something they point out in the broadcast that I thought was interesting with Wilson, where I think he has like Adams, like he has such a rapport with Adams, like they're on the same wavelength, like they know like you get this coverage, I'm just throwing you the ball like right away, kind of thing. Even they mentioned it with Wilson one time in the broadcast where he kind of didn't have like he was running a route like an out route, but there's kind of like an opening in the zone where I think he's had this kind of like this wavelength with these guys in the past where like there's an opening there, like break your route and just go to the open spot. Mm-hmm. And I think they're not there yet. Like I saw with Wilson, it was a couple times where I think Wilson just like running the route and he's kind of like wants him to like, hey, like if there's the zone is there, like just
like improvise a little bit.
Just go to the zone.
That's what Kelsey does with Mahomes.
Exactly. Kelsey's like the best at it in football
any
right now.
Kelsey doesn't run routes. He runs backyard like when you're playing with your friends. Like just get open. That's kind of
he sees it. He like say there's like an in route but the zone is like the backer's in. He just goes out. Like he just
have a question.
Just reroutes on his own.
You guys are absolutely right about that, by the way. Because one thing, real quick, Marty. Because like look at him with Lazard, right? He's gonna go to the guys he's more comfortable with, right? But like. That's also a disservice. You have to like lend yourself to be comfortable with new people you're working with.
Wilson's your best player. Like,
yes,
throw him the ball.
And Mike Williams is around. Like you gotta like.
That's what my question is though. Garrett Wilson's what, 24?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
this might sound stupid, but like Rodgers is there's such different places in their life.
Very true.
Rodgers been so around, and it's a different. Garrett Wilson's in a different world in football, and he's been
in life,
and he's been so much through. Like they're probably not boys like hanging out all the time. Like him and Devante Adams are legitimately friends.
I mean, do you ever
know his mind where he's going on the field? You feel the connection. Like it takes more than Garrett Wilson is one of the most gifted wide receivers there are,
and apparently like a hard worker.
No, he's
busting his ass out
That's not me saying it's Garrett Wilson's fault. It's just more like they're just not on that same page. Like you have to be literally so like a brother to your quarterback. Like
So-
in sync that you know everyone's move.
We've had older quarterbacks more recent, like Tom Brady and like Peyton Manning at the end, and some of these guys, and they did talk about that. I remember, I think it was Brady was like, it's a different challenge to connect with these guys because it is such a giant age difference, right? Like we're not all hanging out going to concerts together because we have different tastes in music and all this stuff. So which I get, but I think as an older quarterback, then you have to find other ways to connect with people. Like even like, I mean, not to like with me here with some people, like I have a big age difference, but then it's on me then to find different ways to connect with my coworkers. Now obviously it's, like that's on the older person to find a way to connect.
Where did Aaron Rodgers go in the offseason? Not on vacation with his teammates throwing the ball around like he was in Egypt.
You want to know what I think it was? It's funny because the season, like last season when he got hurt, that offseason felt very much like that. Like Sauce Gardner buys him the chain.
Yes,
there's these like things happening where, and I feel like him getting hurt. Like I remember Garrett Wilson was like so ecstatic. You'd see it in Hard Knocks, everything so fired up for basically Zach Wilson not be throwing the ball anymore.
Yeah,
have one of the great quarterbacks of all time throwing the ball. Very excited. He gets hurt like coming into year 2. Yeah, he doesn't come to mini camp. Or training camp early. He goes to vacation, ayahuasca, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I feel like I don't know if that rubbed guys the wrong way. I don't know I agree. I think he has lost a step. But I'm curious if they get Adams, and it sounds like they're like the favorite now. And I feel like they're both really pushing.
The Ravens, too.
The Ravens were last night. The odds changed again where the Jets are the favorite now.
So, yeah, on that quick, Devante Adams.
Maybe that helps a guy that they're on the same wavelength. And I remember if you watch the wide receiver thing on Netflix, there was a big part on the Adams where they went out to dinner like the night before the Jets and Raiders played each other, and even Rodgers was like, "I needed that so bad." Like you can tell they're
just good friends,
incredibly close. Like they said they sat at dinner for like 5 hours.
Devante Adams was supposed to be on a certain show, and I guess kind of canceled like last minute. But like sounds like things are happening, and we might have Devante Adams, answers today.
It could happen within hours potentially.
Yeah, it could happen like while we're on the show. Yeah,
it's also so funny. Like receivers just came out, and he's like all about the Raiders, talking about the Raiders stuff. And 4 games in, he's like, I'm out.
Well, I mean, last year he was disgusting. That was Garoppolo, but
bro, you guys gave Gardner Minshew's horrible.
He's what he is. He's not meant to be
a starting
like
quarterback.
The starter, like
yes, that's what I'm saying.
He played well last year, but
he's bad. Like
but also O'Connell went in. He's way worse.
They're both horrible. They're horrible.
Minshew's better, but yeah, I mean,
Minshew has been not playing as well as I thought he was going to play this year.
No, not at all.
I'm not going to say he's horrible quite yet, but like he definitely has underperformed this year.
Very much so.
And you wondered too about like Devante Adams, like there's that clip of Aaron Rodgers, playing golf in August. He's like, I'm excited to play with him again. Like, was this all Devante Adams playing? Like, if Raiders got off to like a mildly rough start, I'm out.
Could be.
It could be.
It feels that way, right?
Could have been some talks in the like, hey, like
definitely could have been.
Rodgers like, listen, like you guys are gonna stink. Like, just demand a trade.
But now they both stink. Let's talk about last night's game quick. The Chiefs do this thing. Their defense is fucking so good, and this is why they're winning these games, because their offense still looks like they're flashes. They're good. They're not ending their drives and touchdowns a lot.
They're not They were moving the ball up and down the field last night. Like
not ending the
Mahomes threw for a ton of yards.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. They're not scoring in the end zone, which is weird.
The one was Juju. That should have been a touchdown. He just dropped that ball.
Yeah, he should have dropped it.
Turns into a pick by the big guy.
Oh, the interception that bounced off of his chest.
Literally hit his. It literally was in. It was in his hands.
That was
about to cross the plane. He like bobbled it, flipped.
That's
it
a tough pick.
The guy catches it in the end, runs it back.
But also funny. Juju ran, for 120 yards.
Unbelievable game by him. Him and Kareem Hunt were a little blast in the past for both of them.
Yeah,
unbelievable game.
Old Timers Day.
Yeah, seriously. But no,
Old Timers Day. They're both like I think Juju's. He might not be 30.
Yeah,
I was gonna say. I know he got when he got drafted. He was like 20 years old.
But yeah, no, the Chiefs are 5-0. And at what point have you been like, they're so dominant? Not really, but they are. You know, they know how to win games. Their defense is so good, but you have not been like, I know for sure I haven't been like, they look so fucking good. You're just like, oh, they're 5-0.
Yeah, I mean, they have dominant defense. Mahomes has been like whatever, but I mean, he just knows how to win. And even though he missed one last night, they have a great kicker. So like they just get points. Like they just always they just score. Like when they get on the other side of 50, they pretty much always at least get something on the board.
Listen,
and the defense doesn't allow. They basically never allow over 20 points. Besides, they let the Bengals score 25, and they should have lost the game. They won it.
They beat the Ravens week 1
by 7.
But they also that was a hair.
Yep.
He was out by.
Yeah.
But that's football. Beat the Bengals by 1.
Yep.
Yeah, they should have lost, but
Probably
they won.
should have lost
They
that,
won.
but again, they won. Like we're not doing shoulda, coulda, woulda. They beat the Falcons.
By 5.
We're driving to score to win at the end.
Yeah,
On like the 30.
Chiefs beat the Chargers by 7.
Yeah, and they were down 10-0 in that
10-0,
game.
and then they beat the Saints yesterday, where like this they 26-13. It's the defense. Honestly, their defense is incredible right now. Kelsey finally had a really good game yesterday. He fucking killed it. It's just so weird. And also, the other team, the Saints, started off 2-0. Everyone's like, holy shit. Guess who's going to probably play next week? Spencer Rattler.
Interesting. Or Jake Haener.
No.
Ainer finished the game last night.
He's the backup.
He was the
I know,
backup.
but
he had one really nice throw that
don't think
the
Rattler's
receiver
gonna-
missed.
I mean, why? But if Rattler was number 2, he would just be the number 2. Like, why would he? Like
Haener was the back. Like
And also Haener, my king from Fresno from years ago. Love Jake Haener, but I'm also a Rattler guy. But Haener's my guy, like through and through, like in the
Rattler,
trenches.
I hope Rattler plays.
Haener had one throw at the very, very end. Did you see it? I think it was a 4th down.
At Fresno, I need to write a book about that 2021 UCLA game. Special stuff out of Jake Haener that night.
This reminds me, though, the 49ers backup quarterback, who is it?
Josh Dobbs. I know you said he's the third string,
He's
technically.
the third string. It's
Brendan Allen?
Brendan Allen. And Ev was like, you said you'd probably put in Josh Dobbs.
I did say that.
So I guess
That's
like
true.
with the Saints.
But Dobbs has at least played in the NFL.
I agree. I agree with you're thinking all the way around.
Is this stupid though? Is this stupid where it's like in a backup situation during an in-game one, they go to like Haener, but if they want somebody to start, it's Rattler.
Yeah, but the Saints are so good. They're just gonna play whoever they think is better. Like not like they're not so good. Sorry, but like they're not
so good.
The season isn't like completely away from them. Where like
No,
they're
were
gonna
they
be
2-3?
Like we need to develop over like try to win games. Like they're still trying to make the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think they'll just play who they think is better, and that'll tell you everything.
He's hurt though, right? Like
It's oblique.
Yeah.
He was holding his side. He left like around the 4th
he
quarter
had
last
some
night.
fucking horrible throws yesterday.
Yeah, Carr
Horrible.
stinks.
I think he's just got to move on from him with the Saints because the Saints.
It's hard to say that though. I mean, when he's on though, like they started off like with 240 points.
But I mean, they beat the shit out of the Panthers, who
Who
suck.
stink.
And they ran rampant on the Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Yeah.
But
He
then
had some big throws too, but also
lost some bad games. Like they lost to Chiefs, obviously, but I think after that they had some winnable.
they also they got dominated last night. Like I think the score wasn't even indicative like that.
No.
It was 26-13. That was in my eyes it was a blowout.
No, look at the time possession.
it was-
Look at the yards. That was a blowout. I know it was 13 points. That was a blowout.
You know, they
Full stop.
were 20 plus.
Yeah.
They should have beat that the one that Eagles game, and then the
Yeah,
Falcons.
was it 17-12 final?
Yeah, and then they lost to the Falcons by 2.
Carr hasn't thrown for 250 yards all season in the game.
Yeah, I just don't think he's just like I don't know. The Saints are just.
Does have 8
They
touchdowns.
need to draft the next guy.
Yeah.
That's where they're at, I think.
But yeah, do you guys think the Chiefs are the best team in the NFL?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to.
The most complete.
Yeah.
You
They
have
got a bye
to
coming
do
up
that.
too.
You know, I think you have to say that they're 5-0. I mean, I still think the Ravens are like really fucking good.
I do too.
I just think that the Chiefs will always have their number in the playoffs. It's just like it's so hard with the AFC because you're just like until the Chiefs show me that they drop it, they're the favorite no matter what.
I still
Absolutely.
think the Ravens are really good. I still think the Bills will be fine. I think the Texans are very good. I think people are sleeping on the Texans defense is really good.
Yeah,
I think people are sleeping on how good the Texans defense is. Where Stroud had a good game last week, but they're not letting up a lot of points.
How many points are the Patriots going to score next week?
Like they hold the Bills to
Well,
17.
Drake May's starting, so 45.
is he
but
starting?
I don't know.
Just against that Texans defense.
He's gonna soon. I think he's gonna soon in the next few weeks
for sure. I mean, if he didn't go in against the Dolphins, and you put him against the Texans, I'm out on Mayo. But what was I gonna say about quarterback? Fuck, I forgot. I'll come back to it.
Yeah, that's basically.
That team's a mess, by the way, Dukes. You're gonna have to get that tattoo, I think. Right? What do you think?
I mean,
Jabril Peppers now is gone. It's a mess.
Yeah, I don't know how. I'm not going to comment on that.
Bad person.
What?
He's a bad person.
Yeah, but I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I mean, I think both of our teams are jokes.
That
I can't win a game. I mean, this is legitimately your Super Bowl. Congrats, back-to-back years winning the Super Bowl.
It
in
is
August.
funny. You have one more win than the Patriots.
I know.
You have the same record as the Giants.
It's if I have to get a
shit on the
tattoo,
Giants.
sure, and the Jets miss the playoffs again when this is your Super Bowl, dandy. I don't really give a fuck.
All right.
Honestly,
yes, I don't want to get the tattoo.
But going off Mahomes, I do think, and this is coming from a Brady gospel person. I always saw watching Brady that even when he played underwhelming, if you're good enough to keep the games close and play your best ball within the 5 minutes, that's the sign of a great quarterback. So even though Mahomes might not be dazzling with the numbers or even be front runner in the MVP race might be Lamar.
The funny thing is he is.
Is he? I thought Lamar jumped him.
Crazy. He's been the number one.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
That's crazy because I wouldn't even have him as
the
top
best.
3 quarterback this year personally.
It's hard.
How he's played. No.
Exactly. I would rather
in these 5 games he has not been.
As a
want him
regular
as number
season.
one.
We're talking about regular season MVP, not my top 3. We're talking about who I'd rather have going to the playoffs. Mahomes.
I want him in the regular season too. I don't care. But
even
you're
just
right.
how underwhelming he is. Any quarterback that can just finish games the way he does and just find a way to win. Always will get the nod from me.
Just him with that I mean,
yeah, of course.
It's just him with that defense. He just does. It's weird because he has made mistakes, but in crunch time, you just know he's gonna make a play.
Even that play last night when he had that rush and then he reached out to get the first down. That's just finding a way to win.
Juju Smith-Schuster going for 140 yards last night never made me want to do dishes again.
That was honestly very Brady-esque. In sense of a guy just scoop a guy off the shit pile to show he can be good again with me.
And finding a way to win. It's figuring it out.
And fucking smart-ass Andy Reid is dialing up these plays. He'll go for 100 yards if we want him to. If he needs to win.
You say that, right? And you're right. 100% right. Juju had 7 catches for 130 yards. Travis Kelce had 9 receptions for 70. Then he had Mecole Hardman had 4 for 33. Noah Gray's got 2 for 20. He 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different guys have a catch.
Yeah, I mean that's just
8
what he does.
different guys.
And that's also kind of Brady-esque, where he's just going to find the guy. He can throw to anybody. He doesn't make mistakes that crush a team. And he finds a way to win. And it's the Brady playbook.
Fucking P. Ryan shouldn't have 25 yards catch as a receiver. It's just he just does whatever the fuck he wants. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, Kareem Hunt got 25 carries last night.
But Kareem Hunt looks like he's
back.
Just a good running back again.
Yeah, just wasn't on a roster 3 weeks ago.
Does Dalvin Cook not play for the Cowboys yet?
I think he was hurt.
He was hurt?
I think he is hurt.
Oh.
I might be wrong on that.
I think he was in the Jets last year, but I haven't.
He
looked so bad in the Jets last year.
He wouldn't be in the top 3 because they obviously have Zeke, Dowdle, and Deuce Vaughn.
Yeah. Sorry. Baseball.
Ouch.
Bad game.
Awful.
Bad game.
Awful.
Everyone's won. It's actually crazy. Everyone's
very
1-1.
crazy. Especially last year. Remember there were so many sweeps?
Yeah, everyone's 1-1. I'm on the Jazz Chisholm train. They got lucky. And they that's what Jazz said, not me.
No, I know what he said.
They got lucky.
I didn't love that he said that.
The best I'll say this about the Yankees right now. I'm swear to God, I'm really not worried still. The Yankees are beating the Yankees at the moment. They are leaving guys on. They're not hitting. They're not doing anything at all. Rodon didn't pitch well, but he had 4 runs. You got to score more than 1 run to win a baseball game. They're beating themselves. They don't look good. They need to next game. They need to have a surge on offense and just be all right, we're back. That's really it.
I mean, I just don't know how you can't not be concerned. They literally do this every playoffs.
I'm more
same thing. They don't hit. They leave guys on base. The starting pitching lets you down. The bullpen was incredible last night.
Again.
It doesn't matter if you can't score.
Yeah.
When they scored all of their runs in one inning.
I'm not even kidding.
They scored 4 runs at the top of the fourth. They didn't score another inning the rest of the game.
I'm not worried yet. I think we're going to hit Lugo. I think Clark Schmidt's going to pitch great. I'm more confident in Clark Schmidt than Rodon.
But it's not even that I'm so worried about like this series, which I'm not saying I'm not worried about the series. Like it's 1-1, and we've been really good on the road, so I feel good about that. But when you just keep doing the same things over and over, like even if you get by this series, like even if you get by like the Guardians or Tigers, like what's going to be looking at you on the other side? Like it just scares the daylights out of me that this team, if they just do this, like they're not going to win anything.
Yeah, it's
this is like I don't care if they win this series and then lose in the ALCS.
Oh no,
it's a failure.
I told you.
Like this team, the amount of money you spend on this team, like the talent in this team,
it's World Series
or go to the World Series even like and lose. Like that's a losing season. Like they have to win. This team has to win it all. This is an all-in season.
No, I agree. And
every season's all-in season. The fucking Yankees. Like, they just don't hit. They don't. It just drives me nuts. How like you said, they let guys on. They just never get them home ever. It feels like the last like. Obviously, they make the playoffs last year, but it feels like the last like 5 postseason trips. They must be hitting like batting like 100 with runners in scoring position. It's awful.
Judge finally got a hit yesterday, which was hopefully opened him up. Soto didn't hit well yesterday, but he's fine. It's just like the bottom of the lineup is actually fine. It's the middle that's been a problem.
Yeah, I mean, like Volpe's had good at bats yesterday. Even Verdugo's had 3 hits in the 2 games. Got 2 hits. I mean,
Birdie got a hit yesterday.
Birdie hit the ball hard. In even the 2 before that, he had good at bats and like hit the ball hard, just right at guys in the outfield. But
Wells is hitting good. Like it's just like they're not hitting. They're not timely hitting though. That's a problem. They're not the timely hits are not there. First and second, 1 out, double play. Just like a lot of they also hit no doubles yesterday.
I think what do you think? We got to talk about the stand thing. It's the running more than even is the hitting.
So we were talking
about
the
fact that Hub City yesterday, and it's got that running has become such a problem, especially in postseason baseball where like you need base runners. Like it's crazy because he had the RBI last night. Like he had the hit, so it's like it's such a like because I think he's a much more dangerous hitter than like Dominguez, for example.
He is.
But
right now,
the speed it's just brutal when like if he rolls over a ground ball, like it's guaranteed a double play.
100%.
Not even a thought.
I understand.
Double play.
Me and Clement were fighting about this morning.
So it's very like, what do you like? Do you give up some of the power for like just to have a guy that can like just be on the base pass? Like
the thing is,
but he also has to get on base.
Dominguez.
That's the other part of it. Like Dominguez, because he didn't hit well. Like he really didn't. He didn't hit well when the last like month or whatever it was, a few weeks of the season.
He's also fast too.
He's really fast. That's the only really argument for him. Is that if he puts the ball in play, he actually like, and it's not over the wall, he could actually get on base still potentially.
Yeah,
but you're giving up some juice. I still think Stanton's a much better hitter.
Stanton,
than now.
I don't know if he is a much better hitter. I mean, Stanton since the All-Star break, 210 average, 292 on base, 446 slugging.
He loves doing it.
And he can't.
I'm fine with it right now.
It's a fair point, Marty. And I know you said he has the RBI, but he's 1 for 7 in the series, right? Or 1 for 8 in the series. He hasn't walked, or he has 1 walk. I'm sorry, 1 walk and 1 hit. He's not getting on base. He can't play defense. He's an anchor on the base. He's a liability on the base pass. The only thing he can do, yes, so he'll run into 20, 25 home runs a season. Fantastic. But you need more than that. And I think he really hurts your team. I've been saying it for a long time, I know.
But because he's been the guy that he actually has kind of like hit well in the playoffs.
He's been okay.
So, and he's had big hits, like
home
runs
good.
And stuff. So it's been like he's drove in a lot of runs in his recent like Yankees playoff appearances. So it's tough. I don't even know what the right answer is.
There's
right now.
not.
I mean, slugging 596 in the playoffs career. That's very good.
That's what I'm saying. He's hit well, but I don't think Dominguez is great right now. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
If he had played better to end the year, I would be like, fuck it, like put him in there.
This also isn't Dominguez's fault. It's very hard to get plugged into the major leagues and then all of a sudden just look at Jackson Holliday. He sucked for so long they set him back down because you need time to develop. Get used to the pitching. Get used to your position on the team. When you don't feel comfortable in your position on the team, it's not easy. So you're just gonna plug. And I get what you guys are saying. I honestly agree with a lot of it. But you're just gonna plug Dominguez in right now, his playoff debut as the DH, and all of a sudden we're gonna be good. Like that's what I'm saying. I don't know if it upgrades us that much. I understand he hits it on the ground. It's an out. It's anywhere. It's basically out. If he's on second, and then we get a single, it's
He's
second or
not
third.
scoring, yeah,
I
it's-
get it's a lot of negatives, but I don't know if it's that much more of a positive to have Dominguez in right away.
No, that's where I'm torn because I don't know either. I don't know if it's really like
You know
an
what I mean,
upgrade.
though? I think we're
I
having
think
an actual
you're
healthy
you're
conversation for once in a while,
losing
Sam.
some.
What's that?
I think we're having a healthy conversation.
You know, and I think
You're
it's
losing some on one end to get some on another. Like you're losing less bat, but a guy with more speed. Like it's like what do you?
I don't. The issue is, I don't. You
do you
guys are
value?
talking about Stanton like he's this great hitter, and I don't think he is. Like I don't.
He's better than Dominguez at hitting.
I'm not 100% sure of that, honestly, because all Stanton, like I said, Stanton could definitely hit that home run, for sure. But other than that, he doesn't do anything else. He can't. And even if he gets a single, then like you guys said, and it's so hard to get him to score.
But I think the thing with Dominguez is it's been tough to even just get him on base. And at least it's small sample size.
It's been tougher to get Stanton on base.
But he's at least. I think he's more dangerous at the plate. But he's a non-factor on the base paths. Like I understand that. So it's a
tough situation.
I don't think they're gonna make a move like that. I don't. That's not.
I don't think they will either.
He hasn't been like that. He's stayed pretty true blue with these.
By the way,
a lot of the vets.
quick thing: Jason Dominguez had a better on base percentage this year than Stanton did. As bad as Dominguez was in the regular season,
He's played how many at bats?
Give me that. No, tell me. Let's.
it was 67 at bats. If you want to add in the 33 he had last year, you can do that too.
Because what did he bat like 200?
At a 179 this year.
gonna say,
Terrible batting average. 313 up, but he still gets on base more than Stanton. That's crazy.
So I'm like open to this discussion because
I am too.
He's
It's
such a
just-
non-factor in the base paths and really a liability on the base paths.
I hate the Yankees. I think you guys are going to win this series. I think you guys are going to win it in 4. I will say, the last thing I want to do is defend this fucking team. But Cole Reagans is a really good pitcher. Like you
very
guys,
good.
you guys did a good job chasing him after 4. And I will say, you guys also hit Ursig in the 9th. That shit matters.
That helps.
So, like, I think you guys are going to be just fine in this series. I hope the Royals are rooting for the Royals. But for me, I think Jason Dominguez makes you guys a much better team. But I hope you guys keep playing Stanton. I love
I
it.
just think it's in the
Set him up there.
playoffs, the way you need to kind of just manufacture runs. It's just a little bit of a different game than the regular season.
What the Royals are doing, they're getting on base and stealing second.
And they've been they were
And
timely.
hitting guys over
They
and
were
stuff.
timely. Like they obviously Perez starts off with a home run, but it was like double, single, double. Like it was just like hit. And that when you get a guy in second, they were bringing him home.
We had
The Yankees
what
just
do we
have not done that.
We had 4 hits yesterday.
They had
they had
10?
12.
I would say I knew they had a lot.
They had 12. That's insane. Like that's where we did not deserve to win that game. That's what I'm saying. I think we're losing these games. It's not them. It's not like, oh, we played great, they just played better. It's we're losing it, and that's why I think we'll be completely fine. I think we'll be completely fine. I know sometimes the bats just go dry. I honestly liked Jazz the way he talked. I didn't love the lucky thing, but I did love like we got this.
No, I like that. The word lucky I was not crazy about, but I like the mentality of like, no, like we're gonna win this series. Like
Yeah.
that I like. I like the confidence.
And the other game was awesome. Skubal is like one of the most fun pitchers to watch ever. And,
Showman.
and when I told you, Ev, when his hat starts going sideways and he's like, "Shut the fuck up," and he's just going nuts, was awesome.
I'm an early Scuba guy. I gave him out to win Cy Young this year.
Listen.
Early Scuba guy.
Let me tell you something. You follow me.
I'm like a 2021 plus money Scuba guy.
You follow me on Instagram.
trenches,
I'll
man.
go to death for you, and it's easy when you're the Cy Young. It's also great having the Cy Young in the playoffs, because we only have because obviously
It's funny. You probably have the 1-2 guy facing each other. I think Clase is probably going to be the runner-up, right?
Yeah, he will.
And,
smokes yesterday, which was playoffs. I know you don't believe this, but the playoffs are a different animal. It's a different animal. It truly is. The pressure is higher, especially as a closer. Is the highest it could be for anybody as a closer.
So it is different in one regard. It's different in a lot of regards. I don't entirely discount that. And you guys made a good point about it. It's hard to hit runners over because you're facing better pitching. So each run matters more, right? And then, Marty, to your point, it is different because they're using these pitchers differently. Like Clase came in the 8th. He never would have done that in the regular season. So that shit does absolutely matter.
Yes. And again, he had a .65 ERA this year.
Something like that, right?
Something
Yeah, it was
crazy.
0.69,
Crazy.
68, something like that.
And then,
61.
Jesus.
61,
Jesus
which is
Christ.
truly one of the best seasons.
Dominant. One of the more dominant
closers.
season by closer probably ever.
And
It's
guess
right
what?
up there.
3 runs against the Tigers who couldn't hit shit.
And also, honestly, I'll say this too about
4 hits, too.
playoff baseball. That was like one of the most electric 0-0 games like ever.
Ever.
I was on the edge of my seat the whole fucking game. And honestly, Scooble got out of so many great jams. He had the 2 like massive double plays.
That
And the one incredible turn by the shortstop.
That
second
shortstop.
baseman. incredible. I thought they had
Unbelievable.
no chance of turning that. The flip was so fast. I mean,
I even was like, all right, one run's not bad for them.
Yep.
Like, out of that, and I was like,
Really
holy
good.
shit.
Really
Obviously,
good.
I think he was a little slow. Whoever was running
for
that.
sure, but still incredible play.
That's the one thing with the Royals. I think only Salvador Perez is slow.
Yeah, they all. No, like everyone, it was like a no doubt. Like single guys in second, they're scoring like
Yeah.
no.
Well, they're young, you know. They
Besides, what's his name?
Pasquantino.
No.
Pasquantino's not terribly fast.
What, Gurriel?
Gurriel, yeah, he's
yeah.
not very fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
Also, what's his
younger
name was tweeting the fucking. Do you see that one guy tweeting?
Oh,
on the
Garcia.
Royals?
Yeah,
Garcia?
yeah.
than 4 hits for him.
Whatever.
I hate the Royals now. Hate them.
I've long called Bobby Witt's my favorite like non-Yankee.
He's great.
big Bobby Witt guy, but
And guess
that's
what?
also a problem.
He's
that
0 for 10.
He's been a non.
He has no, and in fact, he probably should have got a. He probably, I think I was busting Hub's balls a little bit, saying it should have been an error in the Stanton play. It shouldn't have been, but like, he probably could have made that play though. Hit his glove.
Probably she could have made the play.
So he's not even like Bobby Witt is. If he goes off, that's the only thing that could really kill you guys.
That's what I'm
What if he
worried about.
goes off? And he's so good hitting at home.
That's what I'm saying. His home road splits have been like
Also,
egregiously in the favor of.
Pasquantino hasn't been great either. In the
He's still trying to get his timing, I think.
100%. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, he's a guy who.
Yeah, if he goes off.
It's the other guys that I wasn't worried about are hitting.
So are you fine? Now, Marty, you did say famously this is going to be the easiest playoff series in Yankee history. Not true, obviously. They've had many sweeps. Are you now starting to be like, all right, I should be worried?
No, I'm true. I swear to God, like obviously yesterday worried me a little bit, but
Okay.
I truly don't think we're gonna lose this series. I'm more worried about the next series.
I would be surprised if you lost the series too.
I'd be surprised. Honestly.
I mean, I said he'd blow up. I mean, blow up everything if they lose this series.
And
That's
I
fair.
actually think Aaron Boone.
Cashman,
I think,
Boone,
I
both
think
added.
Aaron Boone
Everyone.
has
Out
been.
of there.
I'm gonna say it again. Aaron Boone's been very good the past 2 games.
The bullpen management's been exceptional.
No, I mean the bullpen was the highlight for the
When he-
Yankees.
Both 1 and 2.
Bullpen was incredible.
Took out Rodon at the perfect time and used. I think he
A
did.
little late, probably, but
I mean, dude, it was only it was a fourth.
I guess it was the fourth. I don't know. I just get in these
And
games.
he was lights out the first 3.
No. Listen, I understand. Like you don't pull. He gives up one like Perez homer. You don't just pull him, but maybe before the third or
2 strikes.
second or
There was
third.
2 strikes on that 2-run single.
Yeah, I guess you're right, but
But like after that, each pitcher he's putting in, I liked, and with the day off, you can do that. So,
also too with the Tigers, and we talk about. I mean, Sweeney pimping that home run.
home run was so.
Like because even some of these like not to hit a home run's a home run. Like even like Alonso, a couple like the ones like went over. I mean that was he hit that and it was. I mean that thing went a mile. He smashed that ball. He knew the second he hit it. That's what I thought was so electric about it. He like just pimping like a home run like that, and a game where it's 0-0, like it's a 3-run homer. Like the second that ball touches his bat, like it's game over.
Oh yeah.
You knew Guardians weren't scoring 4 and then a 3
No.
and 9. Like no chance. It was second he made contact with that baseball, the game was over.
Best game I've ever seen in my life was a 0-0 game. Game 7, 91 World Series. 0-0 went 10 innings. Game 7.
This one I think it's so a 0-0 game can be good when there's a lot of base runners.
Yeah.
In this game there was a lot of
Yes.
base runners. Like Scuba got out.
Also, I like dominant pitching. Like a guy who just strikes, like Scuba striking out everybody. That's exciting to me.
yeah,
him saying shut the fuck up.
amazing,
Like
bro.
incredible.
amazing.
He's a
He-
dog out.
he's incredible. He really is.
Going like this to the crowd.
He's a bulldog,
too,
man.
it's
That's
like-
he's a bulldog on the mound.
Tigers got to figure out. They got to win 1, right? Because then they got to face them in Game 5. Is that how Scuba will compete?
Yeah,
in Game 5?
me and
Yeah.
Phil were talking yesterday. I think 5 is 4 would be it'd be like 2 days rest.
Yeah.
Essentially 5 would be.
If they win 1, they win.
They got to go
one,
steal one. They got to go steal one without him. Without him.
I actually
pitching.
think he's better away.
Scooble.
Yeah, I think like he's great both places.
It's very clear he
But I
feeds
think
off
he
the
feeds off that
opposing
shit.
crowd. Yeah.
So good. Today, how do you feel about the Mets?
Nervously optimistic. We got Manai on the mound. That's what you want. You want to come home 1-1. Like everything that all works. Yeah, I'm kind of taking each inning at a time here.
I'm hearing that is Max here for the next.
I believe he's
rest
going to
of
be
the
for Game
series?
4.
Oh, he's not here today.
I don't know. That's what I was told. Game 4.
Frank the Tank is going to his first Mets playoff game tonight.
Correct.
He is not on the stream.
First
He
Mets
is-
playoff game ever.
Ever. He's never been to one.
You didn't go to any on that run in 2015.
He says no.
He couldn't
Interesting.
afford it.
So
All right, good for him. Good
And now
for the,
look at him.
Good for the
going,
tank. Good for the tank. That
he's
makes me
going
happy.
to his first game. He was told that he's allowed 1 playoff game.
This is the one. This is the one. A non.
Switched his game because he was going to Game 4, and they're like, Frank, if it's an elimination game
Yeah,
or an
not
advancing
elimination.
game, you can't have that. So he's
No,
going
I think he did it by himself.
all right.
I'm just giving him. I'm giving him credit.
I think there was.
I don't think it was.
He was told. Yeah.
I think there was a discussion. Like,
discussion, which he agreed to.
Which is
I think
fine.
it was a compromise. It was, hey, you can go to a game, but don't go to a potential. Guaranteed in
And he was cool with that.
And they changed.
Yeah, he was fine with it. Game 3. There's no problem with that.
I like you going to bat for him, but he didn't.
All right, Jenks lied on his tweet. Jenks made it seem like.
Yeah, of course.
Well, I mean,
I think Jenks was
Still give him credit.
Jenks was the litigator.
Tanks.
Well, listen,
Tank
I'd
agreed
love to go to the
immediately.
Yankees game too. By the way, if anyone wants, I'd love to go. But Frank deserves it. He deserves to go.
Also, I think the Mets are going to win today. I bet the Mets already. I think they're going to win.
I think the Mets are going to win too.
I had the under.
I'm on the Mets today. I'm on the over. I'm on the Mets though as well.
And the other game, I'm in the Padres.
Big on the Padres.
I think I'm on the under.
Michael King.
Undecided on the side yet. I'm leaning Padres. Padres. I don't know. Padres another team. They just seem like they got something.
The Mets and the Padres have something right now.
I agree. I
don't think anyone has anything on the AL right now. Like the Tigers have but like they're not.
The Tigers are hot.
They are, but they're.
I mean, they've been on a heater. I mean,
1-1 though.
They scored 3 runs.
No, for sure.
Games,
But I'm
like,
saying they've been like considering where they were. I mean, they've been on an incredible run the last months.
6 weeks.
That aside, of course. But now that we're in the playoffs, I'm saying like the Mets have some voodoo magic. The Padres have like a fuck you attitude right now, which is like really cool to see. I'm saying on the AL side, there's no one like the Tigers are maybe the only team that have a little bit of something.
Yeah.
I think the Royals got a little something right now. Beating the Yankees in Yankee Stadium, that's pretty good. For them?
No, that obviously is good. I'm talking about like this magic type of like. I think the two of them, the Mets and the Padres, you can tell there's like a swagger to both.
Really, the Mets. The Mets. I mean, every playoff game the Mets have had is like the best game I've ever seen.
True.
The Braves game was obviously insane, and then all 3 playoff
Times the game 5.
5. The Padres game's at 9. You can get the Padres series winner -105, or at least I got it yesterday at that. I'm also on the Padres run line tonight, +145. I think the Padres Walker Buehler's been horrible.
Yeah, he's been.
And Michael King is a legit ace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd probably be on the Padres. I'm on the under though right now. I've been
on the over in that game. Not on the over under in the Mets game.
I've been doing really well. Just playoff unders. I've been killing it.
The pitching's been incredible.
And actually, the one I bit the over in the Mets game that did go over.
All right,
that was like the lucky one where it was a 2-run homer that to make it 8. So I was on that one, so I picked my spots well. But both unders yesterday. Actually with the Mets, the Yankees one was a sweater. They literally had 5 in the 4th and didn't score again.
Yeah.
Or besides the Chisholm homer in the 9th that didn't matter for it. But then obviously the Gardens game was like the easiest under of all time.
And there was a line that was like 6, right?
A shutout to the 9th. I had 6.5, but yeah, I mean,
Jesus.
it's easy. See, I'm on both unders again tonight. I'm just keep riding. That's been profitable.
I just think the Padres going to tee off on Buehler, but
they might. That would trust me. That was when I hit submit. That was the concern that I had. That I was like, oh, like the Padres might just go score.
I mean, they could do that.
Might just go score 7 tonight and just.
They could also go like win 6-0. Although the line I got was 7.5, so they could win 7-0. I guess that happening. You know, like Michael King's really good. So betting the under is not a bad play.
I took 8 with some juice.
Let me tell you something. Did you guys have any idea there was a team called the Utah Hockey Club now?
Mm-hmm. It's silly, right?
I knew they were doing
it's
that.
the old Coyotes.
I thought it was next year. I didn't know it was. I didn't know it was already happening.
Yeah, I'll be on some. They'll be on. We got a boost on a 50% boost for the hockey bet tonight. I'll probably just put out whatever Elio gives out.
I'm betting the Blackhawks.
Let's take the over with a little boost.
I like that.
Blackhawks +145 against the Utah Hockey.
Oh, they're not on TV. That's a big thing.
They
too.
are
I've
not.
been seeing the Chicago.
They are tonight.
They're pissed.
I thought they are.
There's some blackout thing going. I don't know exactly what it is.
For sure, it's
there's something with like in Chicago, the Blackhawks are like not on TV.
Yeah.
It's all fucked up.
Brandon said that. Yeah.
I saw. Well, Chief said it because Chief's obviously like true.
Yeah, he loves Blackhawks.
I heard Blackhawks.
It's on ESPN tonight. So
I saw him talk about it, like the local stuff. It wouldn't be on.
So this is the NHL's opening night. I know some praise.
No,
there's a game at 4:40.
The Devils.
An afternoon hockey game.
Devils played like a NHL like global series, like in some crazy thing. But this is
basically that Padres that London whatever
Right.
they played in London, whatever it was, the Padres Dodgers.
The Mets, I think, are doing that next year. I think.
Yeah. So Blackhawks. I'm going Blackhawks +145 tonight, and then I'm going with the Mets, and I'm going with the Padres -1.5. Is there college football on tonight?
Yes, there is. I was just gonna say we had a little Conference USA starts today. Tuesday action. FIU is playing Liberty. I got the over 54.5.
I'm gonna tell you something. Good for anybody watching that game.
I'll be watching it,
and I know you will, but good for you.
I'll also be watching the Mets game.
Mets,
I'll be watching that.
Mets on. I'll be watching the Mets game. Obviously, I'll maybe split screen if I.
Yeah, I'll be
taking
split screen.
FIU.
Well, the Mets game will be like almost over as that one's starting.
You got the Padres Dodger after.
I'll be watching both. I'll be split screen.
I'm only locked in baseball right now, obviously.
Yeah, I'm on Mets money line at under 7.5. I'm on under 8 minus like 1, like 25 or 30. I think in Padres Dodgers. I'm on FIU Liberty over 54.5. I'll tweet it out. I might play the Padres. I'll tweet it out though.
Yeah, I'm on the Mets money line minus 105. Padres series winner minus 105. Padres run line plus 145, and then I'm on the over 7.5 Padres Dodgers.
Yeah, I went Mets. I'm on the Padres minus 1.5, and I'm on the Blackhawks plus 145.
Mets. I really hope they win tonight.
Yeah, watch.
really
Make sure
hope
you
they
watch
win.
the stream.
The stream
will
is-
be
yeah.
electric. It's always been
Love that it's
great.
at 5 too. I want early, so I love day action. I want it earlier.
It should always.
I wish this game was at like 4.
Yeah,
Yeah,
4 is
early.
better.
5's all right though. It's fine.
I'll
wait.
But yeah, it's gonna be a great stream. It's fantastic. They've been great. Ours were boring as shit yesterday.
I enjoyed it. I actually like watching you guys.
I think we did a good job of like the way we were on the stream.
I was watching you guys more than I wasn't. Like I had you guys on quite a bit. I felt like it was kind of like hanging with friends.
It's very nice.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good stream.
That's why I like these baseball. I think our baseball streams at Barstool are our best streams because we're talking about it. Football isn't as great streams they're good streams gambling wise, but like fandom wise, it's not as like in the regular season. Like we haven't had like a great playoff ones as of recent. We used to, like the double doink for the Eagles was great, all that. But like baseball, for some reason, crazy shit happens on these.
Well, also, I think Dave said this, and I honestly hadn't really occurred to me that I thought was a great point, specifically about the Mets, is like of the teams, like pretty much all of you on the stream, the Mets are like your number one.
Yeah.
Like you, they are. Meek, they are. Even like KFC, they are. I don't know if Clem's probably close. Clem, they might.
Clem might be.
Clem,
Yeah.
they might be, but I know for unequivocally, like you, Meek, Phil,
Frank.
like Frank, of course, like KFC.
Yep.
Weirdly, I
Like
even
where
feel
when
like,
it's all of you, like it's your number one choice. I think that makes it even that much more. Because for us, I mean, like the Yankees are like I'm a diehard Yankees fan. They're not my number one.
Giants.
The Giants are my like number one. The
Yeah.
team,
Oh, Ohio State's probably your number one.
it's like apples and oranges. They're like different.
Yeah.
I'm more like equated to Ohio State at work. The Giants are like going to first Giants game when I was legitimately like so young that they had to like keep me in the car with my like mom and grandma when my dad and grandpa went into the game. Like I'm a Giants fan like since I was like I don't remember becoming a Giants fan. I just was born a Giants fan.
Giants. I mean,
So they're a little more like near and dear to my heart. But I'm still a diehard Yankees fan. It's like sports is my favorite thing in the world. So it's like they're all just my favorite things.
Yankees and Duke are same, and then Giants are third. I love the Giants. So
Because even me, like
same
even
way.
to like even if I like gun to my head had to rank them, even the Knicks might even be like two.
Ahead of the Yankees.
It's really close. It's tough. I think I was so spoiled with the Yankees.
Yeah.
Like the Knicks, I had to like I've grinded for the Knicks for like my whole life to get to like this point now where we like have a team that maybe can win.
Yankees has always been my favorite team to watch. Like growing up that was my number one no matter what. Now Duke and them are like they're 1A, 1B. Giants are
Which you guys are like Hubs. Obviously, he's the number one. Like Tommy, the number one. I'm probably the only one of the four that's like Yankees.
yeah.
My like
I mean, we did a podcast.
my number one.
A podcast for 4 years. Still do it sometimes. It's we deserve it now.
I
had misery here with the Yankees.
I care more about the Mets, but the Jets making it to Super Bowl is like my ultimate sports bucket list.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of like the Knicks.
That makes any sense.
That's-
Just 'cause it has once it happens once, I'll be like, all right, cool, I got it.
Change when the Mets have been to a World Series.
Yes,
Like
and I was lucky enough to go, so it's like, all right,
yes,
cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the Jets just going to Super Bowl would be like, I honestly can't even like understand it or perceive
Doesn't
it.
compute.
Yeah, but I care more about the Mets on a day-to-day basis.
I do think you, unfortunately, may never see one.
You're such a piece of shit. You don't know anything.
It's possible. It's certainly possible.
I think
I'm so glad you lost last night.
this morning was the first step in the right direction.
I agree.
It was.
I agree.
It was. I tweeted that.
Oh, thank God. Oh, I put my blog. I'm like, thank God I don't have to see his bewildered face every time they throw an interception anymore. I'm so tired of Saleh being like confused. Ugh. Good,
and
good
trying
riddance.
to embrace Rodgers while Brader's
Yeah, Rodgers like pushing him away. Get the fuck away from me.
Rodgers
Ugh.
like, don't fucking touch me.
Go away, Robert Saleh.
All right, that's the show. We will be back tomorrow. Mets stream tonight. Yankees tomorrow.
Tomorrow is wild.
It'll be like end of Mets as Yankees is like starting.
No,
It's gonna be not even end of that. It's gonna be like
No.
That's what I'm saying. Like
clutch time.
Yeah. Not like ninth. We're gonna be overlapped. We're gonna be in the back while they're going.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a chaos streak tomorrow. But make sure you watch them tonight, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.